story did happen originally thousands of years before Jesus was even born. And then the story kept getting copied over and over and over. The true story of Jesus has really never truthfully fully been read. The Sinai Bible is probably closest to the truth, because the Sinai Bible was written before the King James Bible and some of the other canonized books. And there's about 14,000 differences between the two. And one of the biggest discrepancies is Jesus was never crucified. Matter of fact, Harvard has a copy of the book of Jesus' wife in its seminary library.
What?
So most likely he got married, had kids, and the Merovingian bloodline most likely is still walking the planet till this very, very day. And so I think that those stories of the ancient, of the ancient cultures having that same story over and over again was just it being copied again from culture to culture and being reread, and the names being slightly changed, but it happened originally thousands of years prior with Horus.
So did the actual actions happen again, or it's just the story being rewritten over and over again? Just
the story being rewritten over and over again with different names to the same exact tale. Yeah, just like if you read the Epic of Gilgamesh, you discover that's the true story of Noah's Ark in the Bible. They copied it from the Epic of Gilgamesh. It's not two separate stories. It's the same exact story being rewritten.
So who was Jesus then? What is the story?
I believe that Jesus, his real name is Yeshua. First of all, he was a real person that did exist. I've been to the house where he grew up in Egypt, because if you remember in the Bible, Jesus disappears from the Bible at the age of 12. Disappears. You don't see him again until he's 32. He's gone. Where does he go? The Gospel of the Holy 12, which was left out of the Bible, has the answer. He goes to Egypt. I've been there. If you go to Coptic Cairo, you can go to the house where Jesus and his mother lived in there in that area. And they turned it into like a crypt now. So you can go there. You can, see where the bed he slept in and everything is still there. And he was learning the Egyptian mysteries. From there, he went all the way up into Tibet to learn Reiki healing and Qigong. And that's been confirmed by the Dalai Lama. And then he left from there and went down into India to learn the mystic arts, teaching reincarnation all the way back to Egypt. And then the Bible picks up, I call my son out of Egypt. And then you see him appear on the back of a donkey in Jerusalem at the age of 32. And that's where the Bible text picks him back up as coming back in. But he was a very spiritual being. He was a virgin birth. And what's interesting is in the Apocrypha text, the text that was kept out of the Bible, you discover his grandmother, Mary's mother, was also a virgin birth. And if you look at the Sumerian tablets, you discover that these virgin births were not unusual. They were experimenting in these types of in vitro fertilization techniques where they would take an egg and put it in the womb and take it to term, not their egg, another woman's egg. And they have this whole section in Egypt called the Hathor's temple at Dendera, where they had these birthing centers where they were doing this.
I've been there.
Yeah.
When you walk into Dendera, the first temple on the right, before the main temple, and then there's Isis's temple behind that.
Yes, that's it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, they get that right. At least they said that was the birthing temple. They got that right.
Yeah. I think he's half human, half Atlantean. That's my personal opinion.
So if they were placing an egg inside of a woman, it wasn't hers.
Right. Correct. So he was a virgin birth, and so was his grandmother was also a virgin birth. They were planted on this timeline for a specific reason by the people who control from behind the scenes, which were they called themselves the ordainers of destiny in the Sumerian tablets. They believed that they had the right to control destinies on this planet. And